During change programs, is resistance to change predominantly rational or irrational and emotional?
Okay, I'd probably start that by taking a slightly different but related look at it. And so if you put yourself in a given person's position, do they perceive that change as advantageous or disadvantageous to themselves, for instance? So if the existing sort of status quo within an organisation is felt to be beneficial for that individual's career progression, career development, promotion prospects, salary and so forth, then if someone wants to implement a change, then obviously there's going to be resistance towards that. If someone feels that they're currently disadvantaged by the organisational system and the proposed change appears to address that positively, then they're probably really quite receptive towards it. So an individual who perceives that the change within the organisation may be detrimental to their career prospects or the function of their current job, if an individual is resistant to that change, then you could argue that's quite a rational perspective to take, because they think their job's going to get worse. So that would be perceived as a very, very rational perspective on the change process. Whether or not that perceived decline in job effectiveness, career prospects is borne out in reality or not is a different issue. So if it's not borne out in reality, if it's they've been overly negative about the change and believe it's all doom and gloom, then you could argue that's irrational. So that's certainly one way of looking at it. Is it driven by emotion? Very often, yeah. I mean, there is some research to suggest that different personality types are more or less happy with change. So there's a personality trait, openness to experience, for instance, one of the big five. So people are very, very high on openness to experience. Enjoy new situations, new experiences, like to freshen things up, have a little change here and there. People quite low on that dimension that tend to be very, very resistant to change, very traditional, like the status quo, want to keep things the way they are, for instance. So there's certain individual differences which will determine how people respond to a particular change or incoming change.